good, everybody? It's Donnie B got the beats, along with my co-host, my brother here, Nicholas Baker, and you guys are tuning in to Two Flew West. This is that thing that we do every Sunday here at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But we got this special guest there today. This brother, man, we known this brother for quite a while back in the DMV, and he's been holding it down as long as we known him. Been doing this damn thing. One of the dopest artists that I've ever come across. Inspired a whole bunch of other people under, including my little sister. She got nothing but good things to say about this brother too, you know. But gotta say, Demont Pinder, what's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
What up, my brothers? How y'all feeling, man? Appreciate that intro, man.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. How you living, man? How's life for you, man?
Man, everything is, cool despite I want to start off by saying rest in peace to one of my partners, man, John Chisholm, who I just recently lost Thursday, man. So, I'm dealing with that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, very instrumental in my career and what I got going on. But on a later time, we definitely going to honor him in the right way. So I just want to share that name with you all.
Definitely condolences. Absolutely. And appreciate you still taking the time to come on and kind of chop it up with us. Definitely condolences with that. But I think, man, with no further ado, let's hop right in. Let's get to it.
Cool.
Yeah. So we can go with the first question, Demont. Like, tell us who exactly is Demont Pinder.
Demont Pinder is just a cool guy, man. Know how to draw and paint a little bit, come from the same scenario and backgrounds as most of the people that we know in our culture today. What I say that to say, come from the struggle, evictions, pops in jail, single father, things of that nature. Those are the beautiful things about my story, is that I experienced a part of that throughout my journey, and it made me who I am today. So a lot of people say that I'm a quite humble person, man. It came from my background, my upbringing. So I credit it to that.
Absolutely a humble person. Like, that's one of the first things that I think about when I think about you as a professional and what you do. Like, some of the stages you've been on, some of the things you've done, some of the places where your art is, the way that people view you. Like, I think if people met you, like just came up and met you, they wouldn't even know like how much you've done, how much you've influenced, how like big a name you actually are. And I think that's the way it actually should be. You know what I mean? It's, to me, a shame that it feels like if you're big, you have to carry a certain different attitude or something. Like, I vibe with the fact that you have done so much, but you are super humble. And I think that's one of the best qualities that you like bring to the table. So, and you said paint and draw a little bit, man. You paint, draw, put clothes together, cook, rap.
Yeah, man, you are art, man. Get out of here.
Resume on is pretty full.
Indeed. So how'd you get started in art, though, brother? How'd you get started in being this connoisseur of great art and creativity?
Well, as I always say, man, we all born artists, man. And I always say this. I always say that that's why in kindergarten they give crayons. A person like myself, I just kept them in my pocket throughout my years of throughout my journey. But I would say it goes back to when I was about in the sixth grade is when I think my career in art kind of took off. I had a lot of home training from my older cousin. I've been influenced by my older sister. She used to always draw like Mickey Mouse and Tweety Bird characters and things like that. And then when you go more down my family tree, like my mom, my grandmother, my father, everybody's handy. My late brother, everybody is real handy, So I think I got that talent, I inherited from my family. That's one of the golden things that I got from them. And it just went on throughout from sixth grade to now, throughout all my years in high school. And when I left high school, had a few jobs, I went professionally. I know we'll get into that probably later on, but I went professionally when I was I would say 2002 is when I went full time. So from 2002 to now, I've been doing art full time. But yeah, so art, you know, it's something I was born with, I think. Oh, I just kept it with me.
I got a quick piggyback question. It's, you know, Two Flew West, man. You say a comment, we kind of throw another question off of it. But you mentioned like, you know, in kindergarten they give you crayons. Like, how do you feel about the fact that like in schools now, art a lot of times is getting like pushed
Push
to the
aside.
side or like taken out of school? Like now, sometimes kindergartens don't get the crayons; they getting the pencil and saying, you know, do these math problems quicker. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's well, you know, we come from the era, man. So anytime you see something like that being taken away, it's just like anything else that we are used to, like the cassette tapes, you know, Walkmans and things like that. Them organic things, them substances that made up who we are today, and those things that created the timeless art before us. You know what I mean? So
Right.
for them to take away like art in school or not really focus that much attention on it, you know, of course it's wrong, you know, because the world revolves around art, you know, architect, you know, you need art to build things. So by them taking that away, I think it stunts a lot of youth, their growth, you know, in the creativity world. I don't know what they're gonna put in replacement. I mean, they took away the crayons, but we do have the digital age. I mess with a lot of Apple products, so hopefully the crayons that was for me back in the days are the iPads for the youth today. You know, they could get busy on that as well. So I'm a digital artist too. So if that's the world that we're going into, it's not a bad world. You know, it's not a bad thing. I think they should just, if they're gonna take away something, I think they should try to provide something else to kind of substitute that, especially to spark the creativity into the youth. You know, we need creativity. We need art, man. I believe that that's very instrumental and very important to our, definitely to our culture, you know, and to the world. You know, art is a language. You know, it does a lot for everybody, I assume, you know.
No, that's real. I mean,
Yeah.
art is behavior management. Like you give a kid a bunch of crayons and a piece of paper and let their imagination go, then they're not running around the house doing, you know, getting into mischievous stuff. You know what I mean? You letting them kind of open up their mind and see something different or put on the page what they feel, whether that's, you know, something that's super realistic or they got purple grass and like yellow skies, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, it kind of gives them that space to open up and like explore something that's totally different. And you know, I think some of the reality that we deal with today, we definitely don't want to shut that off to kids to be able to hit an imaginary space to like, you know, kind of explore that. So I totally agree with you when it comes to taking it away. You know, hopefully that we get back to the fact of either, like you said, having a replacement for it or, you know, bringing it back and pushing forward to be in schools a little more.
I mean, I think if you you know, being a creative myself, I think, you know, if the parents push it, you know, and allow the kids to have the freedom to do it, I think that'll serve a lot. I mean, you know, you can't necessarily control. And again, it's obviously my opinion, but you know, you can't necessarily control what the Board of Education does in any locale or so forth and so on. We can fight for it all we want, but you know, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. But you know, I believe in that. You know, if you as a parent pay attention to your kids.
Uh-oh, you muted yourself.
Then
Now
things. You say what?
you back now.
Okay, sorry about that. If if parents give the kids an opportunity to allow themselves to show them who they want to be, especially with regard to art, then I think that it's gonna last regardless. I mean, art is art, man. We're gonna have, you know, stuff like this. Shout out to Life is, you know what I'm saying, you know, apparel creation. We wouldn't, you know, it's just and like you said, Picasso with I see you. With the Apple products. I mean, Apple's in everybody's hands, I think, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, I don't think it's ever going to go away. That doesn't mean we shouldn't fight for it though. You know what I mean? And that's just my biggest thing. I think it's going to be here. It's gonna be here. It's one of those things, you know. Just like, you know, that's like them, you know, saying they're gonna take rap away from black folks. You know, ain't no way in hell that's gonna happen. You know. So that's my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
But Peekaso, what inspires your creativity, man?
What inspires my creativity? Time to time, I say life. You know, I'm a person that soak in things that I see or feel, the energy. I look at things through a different lens. I could get inspired by looking at shadows on the wall or the creases in the tree. I can make out a face or anything like that. So I guess I kind of like trained myself to pull objects out of just things around me. So, you know, I'm a fan of great music, you know, like the Blue Water, you know. Yeah. So you know, I'm a fan of just great energy, man. Like just great things. I just got finished watching Judas and Black Messiah literally right before I came on. So
Yeah.
I soaked that in. I'm sure I'm gonna watch it again just to really get it in. But I'm a fan of good work, good art, you know, and that comes to me, through me, and then right back out into my work.
Yeah, I gotta check that movie too, right? Like probably sometime right after this, I'm gonna hop into that joint. But like, you know, speaking of creativity, just like how like the clothing art. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you got people that definitely do the apparel, and you know, you do that as well and do partnerships. I mean, we'll talk about those in a sec. But like, you literally take clothing and make art. Like, how did that idea come into your mind to just say like, you know what I mean? How can I take this laundry and make it into like a piece of art? Like, how did that even come about?
The way that came about is something I can't even put a date on or a time. It's just something that just happened. I'm sure I got inspired by something. I'm known for taking objects and doing my spin on it. Like you could catch me at a diner, just true story. Catch me at a diner, having lunch or dinner with some friends or whatever. Take a napkin with ketchup and then draw a face and things like that. So I'm always utilizing what I have around to make actually portraits. I love doing portraits at the end of the day. I feel like I can make a portrait out of anything. So with the clothing thing, the first one that I've done was Air Max. Was it Air Max 90? I believe that was the version of the shoe, and then so on. So I do so many different things and so many different subjects and so many styles that I can't physically go back into the date and time or what it was. I just know that in that moment I'm liable to create anything out of anything too.
Though I always say like I feel like your art is like an experience. Like most of the things you do is more than it's not just a piece of art, it's like a whole experience. And I feel like the stuff you do, it just lives in that. Like, you know, you post stuff about you cooking. And even you cooking in the kitchen is like an experience. You know what I'm saying? Like you giving from the raw chicken to the seasoning to the in the pan to the presentation. You know what I mean? And you make it like boom. This was a artistic experience. You feel what I'm saying? And like, I mean, I applaud it. I mean, I'm a creative, but like my laundry ain't never gonna turn into no art. And my food, it'd be like, you know, I'm gonna make this food, but you know, hey. If it come out how it come out. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel you when you say you see things through a different lens because that comes out in the work that you present.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that, man. I do when I present any piece of me to the world, especially if I do it more than one time. I'm glad you recognize that I am presenting it as another form of me, another piece of art from me. So I take it very serious on how I'm doing it. Like it's hard. I mean, if I ever do this, just show you the raw meat and show you the finished product, I didn't have no time. But if I got a little time, I'm gonna try to go through the steps as much as possible because even when I'm doing that, I'm not just cooking. I'm actually still creating somewhere else too, though. I'm probably really working on an actual project. And this didn't intend to be a cooking show at that time, but I really was hungry and I had to feed me and my lady, you know, something like that. So I'm really just knocking out two birds with one stone and making it a show for that. But yeah, I just try to find something, you know, ain't nothing new under the sun. I just try to create I just try to present a little bit of me into anything that I do, even with the clothing joint. I've seen other things done, other clothing art done as well. I'm not here to say whether I done it first or done it second, whatever it is. It's just art, just like music, nothing new under the sun. But what I think I brought to the table is when I implement myself into the art. I think that was like my signature right there. So shout out to all the artists before or after me doing the art. You know, it's all about just continuing that inspiration for many to come, you know, young or old, whatever. That's what we're here for, to inspire each other and feed off each other. So, you know, just take it, use it. It's the baton. Keep passing it, keep going, you know?
No doubt. No doubt.
Thanks. And listen, you know, it's funny that you say that because, you know, being a you know, visual artist myself, like I try to think about the you know, the position of putting something out into the universe and hoping that you get the, you know, the recognition for things being, you know, just being respected for your craft, right? Speaking about you, like I said, with my little sister, my little sister's grown to be a huge creator too, and like I said, she's a huge fan of yours. A couple of the other artists from the city as well. But the thing that I always told her, and I could be erroneous with this, I'm not like a historian or anything like that when it comes to the art in the DMV area, but I the one thing I always respected about you is, like, you know, I had never seen somebody, you know, prior to meeting you, show up on stage and just start creating art while a performer is performing. I had literally never seen that. And like I said, I mean, I you know, I started drawing and painting and stuff like that when I was in middle school, but I had literally never seen it like that. I was like, you know, that's genius, yo. You know what I mean? And could you take a second to describe what the process was like for you, or just even that whole passage to be able to do something like that, like for people that are, you know, trying to aspire to be artists or gain some sort of notoriety or recognition, or just in general as a creative? Can you describe that process?
Well, the process is real simple, I believe. For one, you got an art. I feel like you need to share it. You share it to how, you know, to however comfortable you are. You know, being on stage and performing in front of hundreds, thousands, of millions of people is not for everybody. So I commend anybody who jump in that lane, or who's in another lane, who might just be in the studio, whatever. You know, it's really, no person is better than the next, whether, you know, they want to share their art with the world or just share with a few people. But I will say that when you have a gift, man, you know, I think it's good that you share it, because you've been given a gift. So, you know, from a higher power. So you don't want to take that for granted. You don't want to keep it to yourself. Want to push it out into the world, so that way what you do can inspire somebody else that could later inspire maybe somebody like your little sister or your youngest coming behind you. So that your little sister might not be a fan of you, right? But you inspired somebody to go do something, and she found out about them by somewhere else, but they don't know when she do the research that they was inspired by you. So in reality, she was inspired by you, just didn't know it. Because, you know, we so close. When we close to people, I don't want to say we take advantage or we take it for granted, but it's just like a natural thing. Like, oh no, that's my brother, that's my father, that's you know what I mean? You don't really realize the big impact that they truly have, you know. Right. So with the whole live performance part of it, you know, I started out doing it, you know, 2002 full time, you know, and this question always comes up, so I always got to name two people during this portion of the question. You know, one is Raheem Devon, who been on tour with a creative director, art director for him for 16 years straight. So, you know, had the privilege of performing live in front of millions of people via the Ellen Show, Jay Leno, South Africa, you know, so many other beautiful places, Japan. I think we were the first to take it on the road on bigger stages, especially in our culture. I'm sure if you dig, it might be somebody that we never heard of, probably was doing it too. You know, like I can't knock it. I'm not here to discredit anybody that's been doing the same, whatever it is. I just know from the people that I'm affiliated with, who are considered like the kings and queens of today, when it comes to that they look at me. I'm their person. So you know what I mean? So that don't take away from somebody that's not known and might have been doing something, you know what I mean? Like Rakim, you know, Anthony Hamilton, they both look at me like, yo, Kaz, like Peekaso, like who else doing what you're doing? So I look at that and I'm like, dang, if you looking at the Grammy Award winning person, you looking at the god of hip hop. When people like that is asking you like, yo, who else is doing? I never seen somebody. You got to really accept that and understand what they're saying. It's like, wow, they've been around the world. They highly respected. Like these are kings of our time. When they think about live painting or art, they think about a Demont Pinder. And I think they think about a Demont Pinder. It's not that I'm quote unquote the best artist in the world. I think the package is what they love and respect. Like how I present myself with my art, how I move with my art, the person, me as a human. So I think overall as an artist, they look at me as maybe one of their favorites or whatever, you know. So Raheem asked me to go on stage with him and tour with him. And like I said, we got a chance to perform in front of millions, right? Raheem got the painting on stage I did for Wes Felton, another dope artist who's a partner with him at Crossroads. Him and Wes and Quest Skinner, who's a local artist, female artist, were doing that in the poetry setting years ago. So, you know, Raheem was connected to that as well. So Raheem liked the idea, and then he invited me to, you know, come on stage and do it. So, you know, I always like to give props where props is due. So shout out to Wes and Quest. I think, like I said, I think in our culture, in our time, I think me and Raheem were blessed to take it on the road, put it on the national platform. So that in that process, to go back to the process, I mean, you ain't got no time to think about it. If you want something, you just got to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So with me, like when I'm saying no, I'm not painting on stage. Like so many people, nah, I just got to figure it out. Like it started out kind of rocky a little bit. We had like our first tour was with New Edition, Brian McKnight, Gerald Levert. You know, we used to open the act. We had like 10 minutes, I think, to us going on our own tour to having like an hour and 40 minutes. Excuse me. So you got to kind of like figure out what style you're gonna bring out and how much time you have. So for me, I need to know how much time I have, and then what my subjects are gonna be, and then I know how I'm gonna curate that picture. So we got like 4 minutes, 3 minutes for the Jimmy Kimmel show. All right, boom. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to use this style, and by the middle of the song, I need to be here. So I go according to the songs. I know the track list for the most part, the set list. So I know by the time Bulletproof come on from Raheem, then I know I need to be here. I need to be feeling comfortable. I need to be already be sweating, but feeling good about it though. I'm good, you know what I'm saying? So it's so many different layers. Even when I was on the Urban Rakim tour, like when Paid in Full came on, like I knew it was almost, you know what I mean, that time. So the process is whatever you make the you know what I mean? The process is your process. Everybody's situation is different, but that's how I kind of time myself and you know throughout the show. And sometimes I get finished way too early. So then I play around and be the cameraman now. I go give them some. I'm the only person that really, you know, during those times of those shows, I'm the only person that could get up in their face and don't look like I'm out of don't look like it's a distraction to the show because it's a piece of the art. So while Rod's on the microphone, I could get right up in that intense moment. I could get right up on them because everybody know that's a part of it's a dynamic of the show. An actual photographer or videographer hired to do that show, they couldn't come in that space because it'd be out of line for them. You know what I mean? Like they got to get their shots on stage, but they wouldn't be able to come up to directly in his face and get that picture or stand behind him and get it. I turned that into a piece of my art. You know what I mean? So I was able to slide that in, even with Rakim and everything like that. So I think people will definitely find out what it is that they need to find out just more with trials and tribulations.
What I love about that answer is like we've talked about this before on previous shows, like having that process, like there's a method to the madness, you know what I mean? Like people put in work to get things done. Like there's a procedure, there's something I'm thinking about. There's a actual format that I figured out to have the success that I'm having, you know what I mean? And I think that is an important key, especially for people coming up, is that like, hey, you do got to put some work in. Like you do got to have a process, you know what I mean? It's not just, oh, I'm gonna go out here and it's all fun and games and I'm not thinking about the actual product that I'm putting in front of people. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce put that comment out there about like when she did Coachella, and how many months she practiced for like a 2-hour show, but it was like 8-9 months where she practiced for this show. And that's the dedication. It's like, yeah, she out there, she's smiling, she having fun, and she's great at what she do, but she works for that. You know what I mean? It's the same thing of what you just said. Like, boom, had some figuring it out, trials and tribulations, but then I knew, okay, how much time, what song, all right, cool, I got to be here at this point. Like, that's a process, and I think that can get skipped by people sometimes, or think that they can skip it and have success. And like, you need that process, you need that train of thought to make sure that you keep yourself accountable and disciplined in what you're doing. So that was a gem. Make sure if you heard that out there, take that gem with you.
The thing about it is, it's so much that go into live performance, bro. Like, as you know, so with me, I share a little behind the scene or whatever about live performance. You're on stage, and a lot of times we don't have a projector to showcase what you're doing. So of course you're gonna see the artist singing, you know what I mean? That's the main subject for the show. But what about the artist over here painting? I see you doing something, but I really can't see it. So therefore, if you being an artist, you gotta make something that's highly visible to entertain the audience. Like, it's not really about all the super fine little detail in this picture. That'd be dope, if they had like a projector and you could project whatever. But for the most part, that's why I did like faces, because you can see in the back of the room that face coming together. You can see the eye come together and it formulates the face and everything. But then you gotta think about, like, you gotta play off of what you have. Like, okay, we got black lights. Okay, at what point I'm gonna make the fluorescent colors a part of the show? Mm-hmm. Don't want to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be controlled. You gotta think about that. You gotta think about the stages you on, the venue at. You can't spill nothing on the floor. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta work within, like, the plastic on the floor. If you don't have, you just gotta be nice with it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of different elements that you want to take in consideration, so you don't burn any bridges with the person you're working with, like a Raheem or Rakim. That will fall under their name. Of course, the artist did it, but that would go under the artist's account. Like, hey, I'm at the stage, man. So you want to be respectful and mindful of the tools that you use. You know what I mean? So it's an experience, but I come from painting poetry places like Bar None and the UAU, you know what I'm saying, at Bohemian Cavern and stuff like that. And I've been painting even parties and dreaming night and love and nightclub, whatever. I've been painting in different environments where it's just dark. My light is my phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm crowded. I mean, it's crowded. People bumping me because, it's not like I got a red rope around me. I'm not even supposed to be in there painting, but I was enjoying themselves. I'm here trying to get notoriety off my name, you know what I'm saying? And just create an opportunity or put myself in a position where an opportunity could present itself to me off my craft, you know what I mean? So that's all it was, be grinding and utilizing my art to help open doors for me. And it definitely worked,
Cool. So,
real quick, before we get on to the next couple questions, like you said, you've traveled, you're very well traveled, right? Mm-hmm. What would you say would be your favorite city, favorite performance per se, or, just one time, your most memorable locale that you performed in?
Man, you said favorite city or favorite show?
I just say your most. Let's not say favorite, because I don't want that to be divisive, right? But what's your most memorable? Like, what city were you in? What venue? Who you with? You know what I'm saying? Even if you was just by yourself, like, what would you say is like your most memorable locale?
Well, definitely, I'll share this. Like, I share this a lot of times too. It comes out to one of my top ones. I would say, because I'm a pretty soulful guy. I come from a soulful family and things like that. So when you think about soul, think about the queen of soul, Miss Aretha Franklin. Mm-hmm. You think about her being an icon and so special to our culture, man. I had the privilege of painting live at her tribute show a day before the funeral, and then also at the funeral the day after. So when I look back, those are those 101s, you know what I mean? Like, we lost the queen and they celebrated her in a certain way, but now you can literally go on Google and put my name and her together and this performance come up in this piece. So I would definitely say that the queen, the Queen Aretha Franklin, that platform and for me to be able to express myself on the canvas and paint a beautiful picture of her. Actually, Tyler Perry is right behind me dancing, looking at the show. So that's like 5 feet, literally. So the minister walked past me. It was so much things going on in Detroit that you can't forget things like that. You know, you can't take the access and the VIP bands that were given for a show like that for granted. You know, so definitely felt humble for something like that.
Priceless.
Yeah, I gotta say, bro, like, you know, just like hearing you talk, like, you know, your professionalism is ridiculous, bro. Like, it's awesome, you know, and you know, it's not coming from nowhere, bro. You know, we all survived 2020, and I believe, you know, I turned a new leaf with 2020. It was like, you know, we gotta appreciate people in the moment. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, I just wanted to say, man, like, your professionalism is dope, bro. You got a dope energy about you, man, for real.
Right, thank you, bro. Thank you.
No doubt. What accomplishment are you most proud of out of all of
them? One of the most cliche ones would be definitely, you know, I got a beautiful daughter, you know, 18 years old, you know, that's a given. But if you want to translate that into far as the career that I'm in, I would say I recently put up a mural, a John Lewis mural in the city, uptown, Northwest, 14th and Euclid. I had to hang from the roof. You know, 7 stories tall. The image is about 3 stories tall and about 20 feet wide, so on. So it's definitely my largest portrait to date, you know, and I did it in 3.5 days, no projectors. I had to come off the first day, I had to come down, look at it, like, Dad, his face was small. So the next day I knew I had to alter the face, do it over, you know, and so on. So that's how I kind of like scaled it and put it together. And it sits high up in the city. It might be one of the tallest murals in the city because it's uptown. Yeah. Uptown overlooks downtown. Of course, downtown got taller buildings, but when you uptown, you're level. So it could possibly be like the tallest mural or logo in the sky. So I got Pinder story there. So I would definitely say that's one of my most proud pieces or accomplishments in my career right now. And definitely the Howard Theater, you know, one of the most historic venues ever. And I've been blessed to have over 300, 400 faces in there, you know.
That wall of fame.
85% of the portraits and everything in there is signed by the actual artists. Yeah. 5% are artists that are no longer living, that wasn't even living when I started. And then the other 10% is probably, you know, just whatever, you know what I mean? So definitely the Howard Theater is a historic palette for me.
Do you ever have moments where, like, do you have surreal moments where, I don't know, out of body experience type of joints where you like either with the John Lewis joint or at the Howard Theater or being on stage or somebody else talking about your art where it's like, damn, that's me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just out of body type of feeling, like, yeah, I kind of did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so can I pinpoint it right now? Out of body. I can't say right now. I'm sure once this interview is over, I'm like, oh, dang, I should have said this. You know what I mean? But I will say that I'm always appreciative when I see like a comment on my social media platform or somebody reposting something or somebody referring, whatever it is, like in reference to what I do. It's like, dang, they could be doing anything, but they paying attention to what Demont Pinder got going on or acknowledge what I got going on. Even like interviews like this, y'all taking your time out to make me a guest on y'all platform. You know what I mean? So I never take, I like to use the word for granted, but I never take things like this for granted. It always humbles me. It's a lot to be done. It's a lot more to be done. Let's see. It is dope. You know what I mean? Like I would say being on stage, like, you know, I think about like some of the Rakim performances, right? I think about, we actually cousins. We found that child like 4 or 5 years ago, and that's crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, you know, him on stage and hey D, you in LA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love both of those places, the Bay and LA. You know what I mean? I like the show 2 flew west. You know what I mean? One still east. One still east.
It's plenty of room out here in Cali for you, bro.
Yeah. Cali is super dope, man. It's super large. But you know, I think about the LA show. On stage with Eric B and Rakim, man, you ain't no telling who will come out and watch these guys and who fans of these guys. You know what I mean? Right before the show started, Tom Green was outside. You know what I'm saying? Like they was all talking. You know, he was a fan of the show. I met the brother Afion, who we cool with today. You know what I mean? Things like that. So you have people when you perform and you get a chance to perform in front of people that you actually fans of, and they become fans of you. It's like it's an equal thing. That's a dope experience. You know what I mean? Like that's dope, man. When you got like a Donnie Wahlberg in Chicago and Lorenz Tate, you know, watching the show and like, damn, you dope with the art. You know, these are people that done things in their career way before me and still doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got people like that just zooming in on your talent. You know what I'm saying? And following you on social media and seeing everything you do. Those situations are very unique. You know what I mean? And dope. And I guess that would be an out of body experience. Just stepping back and appreciating those type of people, acknowledging what you do, as well as people that don't have no platform. So, you know, I ain't saying them type of people are better than somebody that don't have social media or may not even be famous. I look at everybody the same, you know. Yeah. So I'm appreciative for everybody, but it's just a little different when you got somebody that you see and you grew up watching like Menace to Society, like wow, you know, older, and then him becoming, you know what I mean, like shouting stuff like that. So I think that's dope.
Right.
Yeah. How for you, considering the fact that you do murals and you know you're very well experienced with the brush and that medium. Do you follow like taggers, people? You know, how are you? Is that something that you even kind of pay attention to? Like, you know, because that's a real big thing. Obviously, yeah, I'm out of LA, you know, and even when we was in DMV, like, you know, cool, let's go down. You see that everywhere. You know what I mean? And there's a certain art that comes with that. You know, I just wanted to ask, and maybe it's a little ignorant to ask, but you know. Is that something that you like kind of pay attention to too, or do they, you know, kind of do you draw influence from that, or do they draw influence from you, or how does that work?
Well, you know, I want to do more. I want to follow more. Even if it's just not taggers, I do have a slew and a plethora of artists, dope artists that I personally know. You know, I'm fans of too. You know, actually, one is out your way. Both, matter of fact, one is out. One actually has ties to both where y'all at. My man Rob Hill, right? A dope abstract artist. He got these clean triangles he does, right? We done a Pattern of Love show back in LA some years ago, right? So he's from LA, D.
Okay.
And he goes to art school in the Bay. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's both of them. So you know, there's people like that, and there's so many others that I'm influenced by, and hopefully they're influenced by me. The world is full of dope artists. You know what I mean? Guys and girls, all skin tones, black, white, green, purple. Cool Disco Dan at the Howard Theater. He was showing his documentary. I get a call. They were like, "Hey, Cool Disco Dan is here. He want to know if he could sign your wall." I said, "What? Come on, you ain't got to ask some stupid question like that." Yeah, please. But he actually signed. You know, I wish I would have had a chance to meet him, but he actually signed Cool Disco Dan right above my Mobb Deep photo that's in the Howard Theater. Shout out to Mobb Deep. I actually did Mobb Deep's last performance in DC, and I have that painting that I did live. You know, that was an experience in itself, because that probably goes into like the question you asked me before, but that's definitely one of the dopest shows. Like Mobb Deep, I'm a Mobb Deep fanatic, you know what I mean? So growing up listening to Mobb Deep, being from Queens originally, and being influenced by them to actually perform with them a couple of times, man, it's surreal. You know, I mean, people could be like, yo, like you're a basketball player, your favorite player is Jordan. Are you really gonna have a chance to be on the Bulls and play with him? Right. Or even against him, you know what I mean? So performing with the Mob was crazy, man. So shout out to Prodigy.
Yeah. I want to jump to this question. I mean, you kind of answered like the artist, like who you're a fan of, but I want to jump to this music question. You know, all of us being musicians for real. Mm-hmm. How does music influence what or how you create?
The way music influence my creativity is it alters my mood. You know, I'll tell, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I'll be like, hey Google, good morning. I guess it's already designed to tell you like good morning. The temperature is this, that, and that, something, have a good day. Then it plays this music. But the music that it plays is things that I've been playing already. So it kind of put it in a bowl, it knows what you like. So you'll hear anything from a Marvin Gaye to Fat Joe, so you know what I mean, to Grand Poobah, whatever. Like I love music, all genres. You know what I mean. Like you'll hear Sting piece. You know what I'm saying? Anything, Hall and Oates, whatever. I think just good music. Period. Good music is timeless. You know what I mean. Timeless is good music. So I could use any good music to paint in any situation for the most part. Like if it's good music, I could just get in the zone. I don't have to listen to a hardcore song to be painting a hardcore whatever. It's really just about whatever I could put on repeat. I'll repeat the mess out of a song. You know what I'm saying? If I love that song or that whatever, I'll let that joint play for 3 hours. Just that song, because it ain't doing nothing but recharging how you feel about it. If you love that song and it does something to you, you just the person that don't understand it and is in the room with you, they might be like, oh my God, I can't hear this again. But if you receive it and then you feel some type of way about it, just keep recycling it. You know what I mean? Keep playing that. I'll put a song on repeat in a minute and to create a mirror. You know what I mean? So music is therapeutic. It just feel good when you got a good song going, man. It just feel good. A lot of times I travel from here to the city or whatever with no music because I hate what's like a lot of. I ain't gonna say I hate it, but I'm not a fan of a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like it has to be some type of substance for me personally, to into my ears and go into my brain waves and things like that. So I'm real careful on that what I accept. So a lot of times it's just no music or I'm sitting there in my mind doing my own track or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, I think I can relate. I can relate to the music. I think creatives have this connection with music that sometimes people don't understand or they haven't realized how to understand it. And I think we think about it on a different level. Like I think about working out when I think about what you're talking about with music, and like I can work out to either like the Rocky soundtrack joint, not the soundtrack, but the one song, the
Butterfly now.
Yeah.
I can literally put that joint on repeat and just that be the one joint because I'm thinking about the movie, I'm thinking about him, and like it gets me pumped because I'm thinking about so many other things. But then I also can listen to like an Anthony Hamilton album that's like slow songs and this and that, but it's not about making. It's like the music is good music, so it makes me feel positive in what I'm doing. But people be like, "How you running on the treadmill to slow music?" Like I don't get it. But for me, it's not about the tempo. It's more about the substance or the quality of the music is making me feel like a euphoria. So I'm good with what I'm doing. So I think that is probably the closest way I can relate to kind of what you're saying. Like it doesn't have to match what you're putting out and what you're like intaking, as long as it has a certain level of quality to you.
Yeah, that part.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. The push-ups with one hand behind your back. You know
I'm telling you, it's not a game. It is not a game. My wife be like, "Oh my God, turn the song off." Like you said, hey, don't play that song no more. Like I'll be like, "Look, I ain't done. I need it a couple more times."
Yeah, mine is it's Anderson .Paak and I forgot who the dude is with him, but it's a song called "Dang." I put that joint. I had that joint like
that's ain't that Mac Miller?
good 4 hours.
I gotta look it up. You said Anderson .Paak and Mac Miller?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Mac Miller and Anderson .Paak. The Dang joint.
Yeah, it's Mac Miller.
I know what you're talking about. The joint definitely go.
I still go back to the old archives, Baker. Freeway and Anthony. What's it? Alan Anthony. All right. Both of those joints.
Yeah.
My joints.
Oh yeah.
And me and Donnie drove from like Maryland to Atlantic City back to Maryland all off that one song. Like just pumping that joint crazy with the windows down. It's cold, like fucking let it fly.
Yeah.
Definitely can vibe off that.
Cool. What's your sorry, I gotta move this out of the way. What impact do you want your art to have on the world, man?
The impact I want my art to have on the world is I just want to I want to do my part on changing the world for the better, whatever that means. There's so much wrongdoings in the world today, man. So much negative energy, so much just hatred. If my art could be a piece of mind or something for the world, you know what I mean? I definitely wanted to impact that way. You know, I actually got a text from my Minnesota mom, who I call her that. That's Miss Valerie Castell. That's Philando Castell moms, you know, who I'm close with. That happened. The initial connection become from my art, and it grew to what it is now. Same thing with Miss Gwen Carr, who's Eric Garner mom. So, you know, I look, that's one of the most, that's like an out of body experience as well too. When I could look through my Rolodex on my phone, I'm like, wow, I'm really, like, this is really my people's. Like, with them two people, like, their son tragically was taken away from us, you know, in an unfortunate way in front of the world, you know, but my art connected us together, you know, in some way. And I think that's special, you know, meeting, they was first total strangers, even myself to them, vice versa. But now I could literally pick up the phone and call them, you know what I mean? So that means a lot to me too, you know. And I guess, you know, I want my art to represent love, I guess, you know, overall. You know, I think love will solve a lot of problems, man, because love is the opposite of hate. You know, hate shows up in different forms, racism, you know, social injustice, you know, just different ways, you know what I mean? So if my art could be some type of light in this dark tunnel, then I hope it impacts the world in a positive way. But, you know what I mean, from that.
So, you know, I always tell you ideas about what I think you should do with your work. Like, I don't know why, like, I just come up with these ideas, but like, I would love to see you do, like, you put historian on your page, and I think that is like real, like that's a great description. I would love to see you like put a lot of your pieces in like a book or like a tabletop book of like historic events that have happened through your lens, and like they use that in schools to like teach like kids. You know what I mean? Because I think everything that's happened from like, you know, tragic incidents to versus battles to, you know, elections to these historic moments, you are always capturing them, right? And like, how dope would it be for kids to be able to see it like in this artistic way, but have a story with it? Like, I think that would just be so dope in like so many different ways, like just a different way to really, as we fight to teach history, like kind of at a more true, open, holistic way instead of the way we've learned it a lot of the years we have. Like, I think that would be like a super cool like project to see.
So I definitely appreciate that. And anytime somebody throw an idea to me, I'm a thinker just like you are. So a lot of times it's on my, like, it's on the mental plate, right? So when I do hear something that comes out from a friend or brother like yourself, I never want to use the word, I thought of that. I use the word confirmation, and I appreciate hearing it again, because yes, it is something that I want to accomplish. That I do want to accomplish, like my own coffee table book. I played around. I got a Basquiat book over there, and I was looking at these shirts. I see the crown, but I have a Basquiat book over there. It has all these dope pictures and stuff. I do desire to have a piece like that as well. From what you're talking about, it would be dope to have a thick book like that kind of tells history through my eyes, where you say it touches everything, like the verses. Like, so when kids going through it, they probably could relate more to it because of the subject matter and how it's presented. So that's why I like when I go talk to the kids at detention centers, when things were open, detention centers and like elementary, whatever. I realized why I've been blessed to meet a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, the Jay-Z's, the DMX's, you know what I mean? Like, just everybody, you know what I mean? Our culture, like Lil Wayne. I realized why I got so many pictures with so many dope people, the kings and queens of our time. I realized why I have that. What it is God allowed me to get that because those are my weapons. So when I go to the kids at the schools and detention, whatever, of course, there's always like, who this person coming to talk to us? I can't say nothing. I just need a projector screen. Because once I put that picture of me and Nicki Minaj on the back, their eyes is like, oh, okay, what's going on? You know what I mean? Now I got their attention. And I can go through all the archives of everybody I've been with, but it's like now they believe more what I'm saying. That's what I need them to hear my story and they could get what they want to get out of it, but I need their attention. And the attention is from these pictures that I have. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope. I almost lost myself real quick where I was talking about the book. So I think when I do the history book and my lens, they could relate to it more because they looking at me. Yeah, I got the Jordans on, so it's like, oh shoot, let me see what's going on. Like he ain't got the Frederick Douglass boots on. That
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He got, you know what I'm saying? He got the on. I got for them to learn or appreciate what you got to tell them. You got to be in their language somehow. You know what I'm saying? So right. I do desire to have a book like that, bro. Definitely.
Yeah. That'd definitely be dope.
And you know what's crazy about that, Brad? I'm glad we said that. I'm glad you said that, Baker, too. Like I told you, like my lens for appreciation is greater these days, especially post 2020. And you know, the fact that you mentioned Basquiat, like I think that I'ma say it. I think that like the modern day Basquiat. Like you are, your work is dope. You touched a lot of lives, brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that, it's like you always got to wait to the end of the story to tell what the legends are. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? And that's the unfortunate part about it. But, like, like I said, and, Baker tell you, like, I borderline on narcissism sometimes. And it's not because I'm that way. It's just, I guess I talk funny or something. You know what I mean? But I think that the thing is that being a creative myself, and somebody that does the creative part, I definitely have a huge appreciation and huge admiration for the stuff that you've accomplished, the work that you put out in the universe, brother. It's dope. You know what I mean? And I mean, even with like little known fact, I'm sure Baker can co-sign. Like I did a mural in high school, and it took I don't know how long. I don't even think it was a whole damn year I was working on that damn thing. But and it's difficult. Like, you can, you look at it and it's easy for people to eyeball it and be like, yo, that's like, you know what I mean? But I've never seen a Demont Pinder I don't like.
Wow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I painted one wall in my house, not even a picture. I just painted the wall. And I was like, this is too much. I was like, I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah, it's hard work, man. But the fact, like you said, to be able to be the person to do that, and like you said, touch Philando Castile's family. You know what I mean? Be on stage with Mobb Deep and Rakim and just rub elbows with influential people, man. You are the influencer, man, and I think that's just dope. You know what I'm saying? And I just. Like I said, I'm just in shock and all of the stuff that you've done, even from the amount of time I've known you, man. Like I'm hella encouraged and influenced by you, man. Seriously.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, for real.
Of course.
Hey, we touched on this a little bit, but I mean, you may have something else you want to put out there. What goals have you yet to accomplish?
What goals have I yet to accomplish? I want a museum. I want my own museum, like literally, like I didn't get a chance to see it, all the different floors, but in Pittsburgh, Andy Warhol has a 7-story building. It's his own museum, right? I was there for Rakim was doing but the Technique book tour, so that was one of the stops inside the museum. Just being there, it's like, dang, yo, like I got tons of pieces, I got tons of stories, tons of content. You know what I mean? I really feel like I could have my own museum curated, you know what I mean, the right way. I think it'd tell a dope story, you know what I mean? A lot of people will be affected by it and connected by it, you know what I mean? So I think that's definitely one of the ultimate goals is for my paintings and my collection to be housed. Now, I ain't gonna say in just one place, but I wanted to be spread out throughout the world so it can affect somebody in a good way. But if I had that one structure that people could visit, you know what I mean, from time to time, and it's there forever, I think that'd be dope.
Dope. You got to have an audio part to it too. Under your picture, it's got to be a button they can push and hit a story behind it.
And right beside it, a little by this time I'm gonna have major stocks and Apple or whoever, like they're gonna be endorsed, whatever. So I'm gonna have an iPad next to each one. It's gonna have a time lapse of when the picture was created, whether it was a show on stage or me in the studio.
Yes.
That part. What you do when you're not creating art, brother?
Creating art. Nah, it's hard. It's hard, bro. It's
That's
hard.
probably real. That's probably real.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I'm so locked into my own art that because I'm on a self mission. You know what I mean? That it probably affects me when I don't have as much time for like my friends and family or something. If I don't get back on their texts or their calls or anything like that, it's not intentionally. It's that I have, multiple, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more like my phone at certain times it blows up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's an ongoing thing. You know what I mean? And I allow myself to be like that. I put myself out there where it's kind of like endless. It's just things going on. You know what I mean? So when I'm not creating, I try to find time now to watch a movie every so often. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I just got finished watching that movie. It's easier now to stream HBO Max or Apple TV, whatever. So that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? I try to create a little time for that. Yeah, a lot of times it's art because I'm either writing, I'm either cooking, I'm either thinking, you know what I'm saying, and thinking about an art or a show or something. So it's my mind, it just constantly keep spinning and keep going.
Okay.
I can actually totally believe that. Like, yeah. I mean, your grind is crazy, man. Like, I can just think about, you going from like shows happening in the city, being in the car, painting a piece
Yeah.
to try to get it into somebody, and the piece be wet, but it's there. It's like, and you make it happen, and then go to another joint. Like, it got to a point where you was like, if Demont Pinder's at the place you at, you know that you at the right spot to be at. Like, that was literally a thing people would say. Be like, I knew this was the right party because Demont was there. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
And like that, I mean, that's not even like boosting it. Like, literally,
You're right.
that's what people would say. Like, oh, I know the joint popping now. Demont showed up. You feel what I'm saying? So like, but like, again, back to that grind of like, hey, it's a show out here. Oh, and you used to document it like, hey, I just drove down here. I just finished this painting. I'm about to get it into such and such. You know what I mean? Like, I got like one other friend, I think, that mimics that grind. It's one of our boys named Law. He's a film director. And I've seen him do the same thing where, we went and saw NERD in concert, and he did the same thing. Like, he was like, I'm going to talk to Pharrell tonight. And we just had regular tickets. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But somehow he's backstage. He didn't talk to Pharrell's sister, Chad, Khalees. You know what I'm saying? And just always, if we somewhere and he puts his mind to it, it's like he gonna make it happen one way or another. And you got that grind of, all right, this person is here. I don't care where it's at. If it's at an arena, if it's at the Howard Theater, if it's at wherever, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So that grind is like the Pinder grind is real.
That when you said the wet paint, I think about Meek Mill. Every one time I forgot what time it was that I seen Meek Mill again, but it was we had met previously before that. So this particular time I had another piece for him, and with those pieces be a lot of time they my business cards. It's like, yo,
yeah,
welcome back to DC, bro. I got a little gift on behalf of DC.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, just hit me one time, just keep me in mind. I know that's what those be like. So some people got more than one, you know what I mean? But the thing is, though, it is crazy how my art has allowed me to touch many different shoulders. It's like, yo, how the hell you get into this place? You know what I'm saying? Like this person, like, you know what I'm saying? You next to this person, I'll send you a whole, like, it's all because of the art. But back to Meek Mill, he, yes, I have been, thank you for bringing that out. I have, like, any and everywhere, like I'm gonna create or paint something. I bought a piece to Meek Mill before he bought it up. He said, "Yo, cool." He said, "Remember that time Peekaso bought us that piece, man, and it was still wet, and then after van up, everybody started laughing." I thought, tell you, here you go, bro. I just did it, man. But once you add this joint, you probably take the picture, get a contact, whatever it is. I'm out the way. I'm just trying to present myself. Just keep me in mind. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. Just keep me in mind if you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit me one time. You might want to get something for your aunt and don't know what to get her, man. Get her a Pinder piece or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. It don't always work out that way, but it's cool because I'm accustomed to like bonding and building my brand that way. But yeah, definitely the wet paint is famous. I'm famous for that. Famous.
Hey, it's a thing. It's part of the process. You know what I mean? It's part of the grind.
Yeah, I'm a
Something you
co-sign.
appreciate.
I'm a co-sign too, because it's funny because how he said that about your parties, man. Like literally, it's like I was cleaning out my computer. I don't know. Matter of fact, it was like a week or two ago, because then Baker was like, "Yo," he reached out to you to try to get you on the joint. I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." And then so I was cleaning out my computer because I needed to just move some stuff around, man. And it was this promo I did for your birthday, and they had the birthday at Meredith's house.
Absolutely.
And I was just, and I just looked at the promo, bro, and I was like, yo, it was crazy, bro. It was like just the visuals and just all of the different, like, you was all over the place in that party, but it was a live party, and it was just in Meredith's house. It was crazy, so it just represents exactly what he said, man. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to bring it up for sure.
Yo, ain't nothing like them parties, yo. At that particular place, man, it just all came together, like the Fly Awards. Like had the garage looking like the TSA conveyor belt and all that stuff, man. The tickets, you know what I mean, with the airline tickets, like
hey, man,
those are some very good times, man. You got Kitchen Crate that was doing the catering, who had 3 restaurants right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to see where we all came from. Like, look at y'all 2 people, you know what I'm saying, out west doing that thing. You know what I mean? In a whole different place. So it's just dope, man, to see everybody progress and grow from the house.
Definitely. Shout out Murph After Hours for the studio. Like definitely so many things. We got JR on the show next week. You know what I mean? Like you said, just so many people, the one common thread is that grind, man. Like get it done however you gotta get it done. Like, hey, let's make it happen. And that's people are seeing the fruits of their labor now. And it's Black excellence. You know what I mean? That was part of the whole thing of this month, and what we really wanted to bring out was like Black excellence. That, fortunately, we've had the eye to see some pretty early beginnings of it. Maybe not the very beginning, but some pretty early parts of it. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing like the fruits of labor coming to fruition now, and people, doing what they're doing is like a beautiful thing. And like you said, it's still work to be done. And this, we ain't even got to the peak yet of what people are gonna do. So I feel fortunate to kind of have been able or able to, be in the presence of and let some of that rub off on me and what I do and thoughts that I have. So definitely appreciative of those times and those situations. We gonna get Murph on here too. Murph always moving. She hard to catch up with. You think she moves more than anybody else? Like, come on, Murph, hop on. But we're gonna get her on here because like she's like been behind a lot of like people,
a lot of dope stuff, man.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the untold story right there.
Exactly.
That's a selfless person right there, man. Open up our home to that situation, man. That curated a lot of dope events,
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thanks. I guess we got one last question. It's don't want to offend nobody out here, but we just want to throw just this random curveball at you, man. I'm gonna paraphrase it if you don't mind. Who's the best MC? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas? Like who you thinking is the king, man?
All right, real quick. Hey Nick, what was your joint? Blue Water Symphony or Blue Symphony?
It was Blue Water Symphony.
Okay, so when I said it earlier, I was making sure I was right. All right, cool.
You got it right.
So those who didn't know earlier, we gotta let them know what's going on with that too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's my Dr. Dre Detox album right there, boy. I gotta get that thing out there, man. I got so much work on that, but
Hey, Demont, trust me, I've been on them about it too over here. We too flew west, but I've been in his ear. I'm trying to get him out the rafters, man. I'm retired of that jersey, bro.
It's gonna come out in the right. It's gonna come out in the right time. It's gonna come out.
Yes, sir. Time. Yes, sir.
So we say Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
Yeah.
All right. So for one, Biggie is not here right now, so he already has a certain plateau. You know what I mean? Just automatically, him being the great, so we even can't put them between the Nas and Jay-Z joint.
Yeah.
Those who know Demont Pinder, when people say where you from, I'm more established in DC as an artist more than anywhere. I went to school in Peachy County, and I was born in Queens. So you have Nas right there. Nas is definitely one of my favorites growing up. That's one thing. And then you got a Jay-Z, man, went to a Billy. You know what I'm saying? His wife is Beyonce. Like, for somebody to come from Marcy Projects and be where he at, man, it just shows that anything is possible. So, however you want to take what I just said, you can take it.
you ducking, you dodging. I get it.
Basically, the unsolvable puzzle. I don't think that question is ever going to be answered because they all are, you know, three great kings in what they do, and definitely have all influenced the culture, the game of music. So, figure we throw it out there, see what we got.
You know, what's the best food? American food, Jamaican food, or Japanese? You know what I mean? Like, the taste buds is different. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you want something different all the time for the most part. Do want that jerk chicken though. You do want that grilled jerk. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? But nah, you know, I look at it that way, man. I think the beautiful thing about it is it starts a conversation and it gets things going, and then you know, it just gives people dialogue to talk about, because a lot of times people don't talk. That's why you got a lot of these situations going on. It goes back to the balance of inside our own community. Whereas he say, she say, boom, boom, now this person going to kill this person or beef with this person. Then they found out about it. Oh, they don't talk, man. They don't talk it out. You know what I mean? And it's probably cliche to say, like, you know, I'm just talking out. But if we do start the conversation and get people to understand more each other, then I think it will solve a lot of things, man. Like, you know, for I have this, I ain't gonna lie, I have this vision, y'all. I'm gonna put this out now, and it could be arguable, whatever. But I see myself on like Time magazine or People's magazine, right? There's a picture of me looking at one of my dopest pieces, maybe the John Lewis, whatever, and it says Time, Demont Pinder, curator to the culture, artist of the century. And they can be like, yo, who the hell they think they are calling this guy the artist of the century? My man over here, it's gonna start a dialogue. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But the reason why that article will be so important or in their lens is because they got wind of what I've been doing, far as like how well rounded I try to make myself. Whereas it goes from the elementary schools to the police brutality, to on stage with the Living Goats, to you know what I mean? It's just well rounded. You know what I'm saying? Like like I've been in the studio with Gerald Levert before, like getting joned on. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? It's so many different things. So that's where it comes from. When they say artists of the century, it's not I have the best portraits or the best pictures. It's just I'm connected to some of the dopest stories ever.
Yeah. So. Hey man, speaking to fruition, it's gonna happen. You said it. Y'all heard it here. You heard it here. It's gonna happen.
I already said you like Bosky out to me, so I like you said Time. I'm like, yep. Just let me know when the edition come out, so I can say I knew him.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up 3 of them.
I got Bosky out right here. Let me see something.
Okay, I see the work in the back.
Can you see it?
Yeah, fire.
Yep.
That's a young Bosky guy. Fire.
So,
and what I'm working on here is I'm working on my exhibit, right? So my next exhibit is going to be, it was inspired by I turned 42 February 1st, right? So I'm gonna do this shit for my birthday. As you all know, I go for my birthdays, man. I always try to create something dope to and enjoy it with everybody else, like my parties and stuff.
Right.
So for my 42nd birthday, I said, I want to do for 42. Oh shoot, 42, Jackie Robinson.
Right.
So boom, I'm gonna do my next exhibit. It's gonna be Black History Month. It's gonna be Jackie Robinson. I'm gonna pay homage to like a lot of different people, whatever. But the theme is Jackie Robinson for his jersey number. Boom. I'm gonna do this in my basement, right, where I'm at now, and where I do my virtual shows. I'm gonna transform my basement into a baseball stadium. So behind me, this is a remake of Epps Field where the Dodgers play at, right? I ain't finished yet. I got turf on the floor. You know how it is, y'all.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah, I got the home plate right there. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah, I got the old chairs right there. So it initially started out here, right? So I had hit my guy John, who recently just passed away, man. Thursday. I had hit my guy, right? I was like, yo, I wanna raise money. Like I want to raise money and donate it to a few of charities or nonprofits that I support, like yourself. You know what I mean? Who are I'm a part of that situation as well, and like some autism charities. I know 2 females who has their nonprofits do that as well. So that was my idea. I want to raise money and donate a portion. Let's say if I had 30%, I want to donate to this, that, and the third. I'll split it up equally, right? So he was telling me, "See, yo, bro," he said, "I don't want you to hold me that way. I don't want you to hold me by raising money in that tone." He said, "Yo, you gotta get out your own way, man." He said, "Yo, how can I help you if you're doing a show just in your basement? I get it, you know what I mean, for social media and things like that." He said, "Yo, but I got access to 16,000 square feet, and I got a storefront downstairs. Why don't you bring the show over here?" And I thought about it, right? I was like, wow. I said, I would love the opportunity, but I really have a vision. I already said in my mind, like, I want to convert my basement into the baseball joint, and then we go down the hallway right there. It's the train station leading to my office, where I'm gonna convert and make it to Times Square, which is 42nd Street or 42. So that was my vision.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, if I take it over here, then I'm not gonna be able to live out my vision. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? Nah, he's right. He said, bring it to the storefront where you can make it public and people come visit. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna step out my own way and just agree with him, right? So when I was down there working, and this is all last week, when I was down there working on putting the exhibit together, everything like that, I thought about it. I said, yo, we doing the stadium there. I said, yo, I can have it in both places.
Mm-hmm.
This stadium is gonna be home, which is my home. This is gonna be Epis Field. And then the stadium, which is in Chinatown, the gallery place, whatever, that's gonna be away. That's gonna be the National. So it kind of came together. We working on the show, man. I lost my brother Thursday. You know what I mean? At the gallery. I really don't want to talk too much about that. Of course, but just paying homage to him and how special he was to me, and a whole lot of other artists in the area, man. He curated something very special, man. Especially during the pandemic and with the protests and everything like that. So his story is huge, man. We definitely gonna tell it in a great light, you know what I mean? But I'm still moving forward with the show. It's supposed to be 2/21/21, which is crazy, right? 2/21. So 21 2 times is 42.
Yep.
That's crazy to me. So long story short, man, look out for the DP 42 JR show coming soon. It's gonna be presented here in my home studio and at Gallery Place, and definitely in honor of my brother John Chisholm.
No doubt.
Man. And if you have it in you, man, like I understand you probably got a lot of things going on, but let us know how we could be a part of that, man. Maybe we could do like a live stream of the joint or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Help with the platform, man.
Oh no, absolutely. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely.
I know we're getting close to time, but I also wanted to give you like a little time to talk about the collaboration you got with Story LLC, knowoustory.com. I see you got the sweatshirt on now. Tell us a little more about that collaboration.
Yeah, my homegirl Nigeria, she's a good friend of my sister Crystal, right? Me and Crystal go way back. Another sister of mine as well. But she Nigeria contacted me to get a portrait done of her and her moms. You know what I mean? She got the information from I should do this for my sister, yo. I should put her on FaceTime. This is my sister that actually
get her.
I'm gonna get her. Hey, look, I ain't gonna do it to you. I ain't gonna turn the camera around, but they can hear your voice. But I'm doing an interview right now on FaceTime. I was gonna just put the camera on you, but most thing. I told, hey, y'all, who did I say I get my art skills and stuff from?
Your sister.
Yep.
Let him know it.
I'll back a little bit there.
Oh yeah, because I'm on the call with the publishing company, and I want to ask you a few questions about the illustration.
Okay, I'll call you as soon as the interview is over, and we'll talk. Okay, all right. So she on call with the publishing company about this illustration. We coming out with a children's book together, illustrated by me, written by her, and the publishing company is my my nephew and his wife. So that's dope. It's all
Awesome.
yeah. So what was I talking about right before that?
Talking about the collaboration with Story.
Sorry. Yeah. So Nigeria, she actually got my information from Crystal. So she could hire me, commission me to do a picture of her and her mom's where her mom a younger version of her mom, younger version of her, whatever. So that was dope. And then she said, in addition to that, I want to present to you as collaboration. You know, with my clothing line called Story, I want to get a 4-piece collection for Black History Month. And it's been amazing, man. Like, you know, the quality of the hood is dope. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if you can see the strings real good here. They kind of cross over. Then you got the
you got the thumb Jones too.
Yeah, the super dope. We began a great response. So only thing I can take credit to is the image that I sent her, but all the packaging and the quality of the hoodie, which everybody's a fan of, you know, that definitely goes to her. So it's a dope collaboration together. We've been pretty successful, you know what I mean? We dropped 3 so far. We got 1 more coming. The newest one is which one that we just put out? We did the Pac and Nipsey. Barack and
John Lewis.
Yeah. We got 1 more after that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely been checking them. I definitely been checking. I'm like, all right, which one I'm gonna get? Which one I'm gonna get? I'm trying to wait for this last drop so I can see. All right, which one I might get.
The last drop is gonna be a female. It's gonna be 2 females. I'm letting you know now. It's gonna be 2 females.
Cool.
So I got Kamala and Shirley Chisholm on right now.
Yeah.
So go back and forth. So
got it. Got it. Dope.
Yeah, direct me to that, bro. I need to get that, man. We need to go ahead and be rocking that out, LA or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, please.
So for sure. I gotta say, man, listen, this is dope. If you ever touch down in LA and you don't reach out to me, man, I swear I'm gonna be in my feelings, bro.
Nah, you should. So look. In advance. If I don't, it's only because
you're busy.
Nah, I'm not gonna say I'm not. Even when I'm busy, like it's whatever. We figure that out. It's just I don't really write nothing down, so it's almost I'll probably be on a plane going back home, like, oh, I forgot to hit. You know what I'm saying? It probably be one of the type of situations. So you don't see that I'm about to travel or just bro, say you coming out here? I'm like, oh shit, I'm glad you hit me. You know what I mean? And while I'm there too, though, I'm sure I'm gonna probably post something. Hit me up, bro. But it's always love and it's never intentional. You already know that.
I know.
I don't care how busy I am.
Yes.
I'm here, wherever, you got the open invite. We're gonna link whatever it is. You know what
I mean? Hey, look, I can attest to that. Like, if you catch him and you see a post, you be like, "Oh, you here? Where you at?" Like,
what we went to eat at the time, yo?
Yeah, we met up in San Fran.
Yeah, we went to eat.
It was like a pizza joint. I forgot the name of it, but like it was like, we coming out. We got you.
I was though. You on wife? Tell us. I said what up too.
We'll do. I gotta go. My goal is to get you in this Oakland museum out here, man. Like that like the work that they put in there, I think you fit in like perfectly. So
for the Bay, when I think about the Bay, right? I think about Nia Wilson, the young sister that got her throat slit on the train.
Mm-hmm.
I'm connected with her family. I flew out there with my, on the strip for my guy Bernard. He had this clothing line called Death to Racism. So we did a collaboration where I came out there. He got me out there. We presented to the family, man. I met, like just 2 days after it happened at the station, at the same train station. I met her cousin and her dad. Received the picture, man. He gave me a hug. Said, "I love you, man." It's a beautiful picture of my daughter. So for him to fix those words out, and his daughter just got murdered 2 days ago. That's an out of body experience, man. Connected with people like that. And I'm still cool with her cousins and her sister today. You know what I mean? And then I also think about like Stephon Clark, who was killed in his grandmother's backyard.
Yep.
I flew out there and went to and painted at the funeral, the service. Rev Al Sharpton was there. Matt Barnes, I think, donated like the funds and things like that. So, and so when I just think about the West Coast and I think about like the Bay Area, those two individuals definitely stand out. Again, it's just another classic case of me just trying to present my work to the world or to the families and bring a little smile, man. Just to the situation, man. I can't change anything. I just want to moving forward. I just want to add something. A sprinkle of something good into their situation, man, and it worked. They Yeah, my homegirl Tiara, which is her sister, you know, she always hit me up on Instagram and show love and things like that. So
Hey man, well you getting the job done, man. And like I said,
Like your mother.
I know it's a lot more to get done, but you are getting the job done. So like, you know, we try to give flowers to people while they're here now. You know what I'm saying? So definitely
Exactly.
giving you your flowers in appreciation for what you do. Keep at it. Like, you know, the world is watching you. We're watching you and definitely proud of all you do. You know what I'm saying? So continued success. Definitely hit us up with the show details if there's any live streaming or anything, any way we can like help cover it from this side of things. Definitely want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, more to come.
nah, thank
Yeah.
you, bro. Thank you. I definitely will. Definitely will. And we're gonna figure out that piece too, as far as having you present at the show. It's gonna be like a week-long thing, I believe. We want to do like private tours, and then we gonna open up to the public because it's a storefront. So the initial goal is to have it when it's open, it's live. It's gonna have just imagine looking into a store and you just see the
Yeah,
one installation. So that means
yeah,
you go any day of the week, whatever, look into it and see it. So when it go public,
yeah.
it's live. But
We got people out there too. Like we got people that, you know, they got to go out there with like a camera or something and stream it. And you know what I'm saying? Walk through and like we can make it happen.
oh,
Yep.
dope. Okay, nah,
Definitely.
that's a bet. Let's definitely rap about that then.
For sure. How people can how can people reach out to you? How can people learn more, man? Shoot out your you know your links and you know shout outs and anything you got, man.
Man, they got to come to 2 Flu West, man, to get me, man. That's it. We got yeah,
They're
nah.
right, bro.
So I'm on social media. Everything is Demont Pinder, DEMONT Pinder, PINDER. I'm very accessible on there. I have a website, demontpinder.com. That's gonna be revamped soon. You know, my Instagram is probably my biggest platform. That's why I post daily. Same thing with Twitter and Facebook, but it goes through Instagram. Yeah, so they can reach me on there. Or just holler at me. Somebody they know me. You know what I mean? I could be contacted. We make it happen.
Facts that. Yeah, it's been great, bro. Like it's been great seeing you. Like I said, man, just have a conversation with just other side people, like not side people, but you know, people that are, you know, just happy about their lives and being like you heavily influence them. Like that's my guy though. Like, wow, you know what I mean? It's awesome, bro. I'm so happy for you, man, and just seeing you blossom and do all of the things that you're doing, man. It's epic, man. It gives me my wings so I can fly for real.
Wow, man. Yeah, like I say all the time, man, we here to inspire each other, man. So definitely, you know, this energy that you giving me and y'all giving me, man, I'm gonna recycle that and put it into something tonight and put it back out. You know what I mean? So I truly appreciate it. I'm humbled by it. I'm forever grateful as well. You know, thank you for this platform to share with your audience or who Demont Pinder is, because everybody don't know who I am.
Thanks,
No
that.
doubt. No doubt.
Thanks, that. So, Baker, you got what you got to say, bro?
Man, great show, great episode. Shout out again to Lifers. D, another black owned DMV collaboration clothing. Shout out to Story LLC, knowourstory.com. Make sure you check out the collaboration. There's one more drop to come. They got 4 in total. Make sure you check out Demont and everything he's got going.
Please do.
Look out for the presentations that he got coming. Yeah. And next week we got Chef JR, Kitchen Cray.
Kitchen Cray.
I got a mural in the Lanham location.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yo, I'm so proud of you guys, man. But that's all. I'm gonna just end it with that, man. That's awesome. But yeah, shout out to Kitchen Cray, man. Shout out to Lifers. Shout out to Demont Pinder, man. Like I said, dope work, bro. Your work precedes you, man, and your reputation precedes you, man. For real. Shout out to all of DMV, PG County, man. We on the map, bro. Like it's so many people that's just rocking out right now, bro. Like we showing them how to do it, and I'm so proud and so happy that we finally getting the shine that we deserve, man. For real live. you know how to reach us, man. 2 Flu West, man. Every Sunday we just happen to do today because Valentine's Day. Happy V Day to all of the people, all the lovers out there.
V-Day.
Yes, sir.
You
Show
know what I'm
you love.
saying?
Show you love.
Shout out to my grandmother. She passed some years ago on V-Day, so that day is special to me.
Got it. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Definitely. But V-Days is special. Y'all got me. Look, I'm gonna just go here and chill shot. I'm out LVNB, bro. Like Vegas. You know, I'm outside of my traditional LA thing. So that's another thing. If you in Vegas too, you let me know. It's only 4 hours. I come up here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Make sure y'all
Thank
like
y'all
us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube. We on Twitch too. We all over. Make sure you subscribe, though. Subscribe.
And we work on our Apple TV too, so it's coming through. But thank y'all for coming through. This is Donnie B Got the Beats, and my brother Nicholas Baker and Demont Pinder, and we about to be out. Peace.
R.P. John, Paints Institute.
Thanks.